Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we are Backyard Musings broadcasting live Apple Valley.
Science and Technology Channel.
Yes, sir. Egypt now has two wonders of the world. By command of Pharaoh al-Sisi, Egypt is digging through the desert to create the largest artificial river in the northwest of the country, next to the Dabaa nuclear power plant, as part of its New Delta project. The first channel is 42 kilometers long, including 26-kilometer pipes and 16-kilometer of open channels to transport about 10 million cubic meters of water from the Rashid branch within the Mostakbal Egypt project. It's coming off the Nile. The water's coming off the Nile.
Well, that's about the only water source they have, right?
Other than underground, you know.
Yeah. And the Nile's fresh water.
Yeah. Don't drink it, though. It's parasites. You'll lose your eyesight.
Oh.
Your eye will go. Yeah.
Okay.
Use a filter, yeah. With a total of about 3.5 billion cubic meters annually to irrigate about 600,000 acres. This is mind-blowing. This is like back in the Pharaoh's time, you know, when they had all the peasants irrigating.
What are they going to irrigate?
Corn, wheat, maize, cotton, Egyptian cotton, man. That sells a lot of money.
Okay.
Who's the dude? Mike Lindell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Egyptian cotton sheets.
Oh,
Okay. In addition to groundwater wells to irrigate 450,000 acres with a total of 1 million acres in which there are. Yeah. That's wonder of the world, man. The Pharaoh.
That's a big farm.
Pharaoh, in which there are 6 large water pumping stations. Would you like to know more?
Okay. Professor of Water Resources and Irrigation, Abbas Sharaki, said that the agricultural activity in Egypt in recent years now extends to implement several major national projects, including a project to cultivate 1.5 million acres on non-renewable groundwater at 80%, most of which is in the western desert.
Scott, let me ask you
Is there
this.
any way can you make that print a little bigger? There we go.
There we go. Let me ask you this. Is this a period of 7 years of plenty and then 7 years of famine?
Ooh.
Is that what we're looking at right here?
This took place over
Scott?
there. That took place over there, right? In that area?
Yeah. The kind ate the kind.
I don't know.
Isn't that what you think? I mean, I'm thinking that. A million acres of land?
That's a lot of farming.
A lot of grain. Pharaoh made the command. Wonder if Joseph, what if he got a dream?
I don't know.
Huh.
Too many times we're in that Technicolor dream code. Is that what you're saying?
He added that the second that was the
we're almost being blasphemous when we're talking about this because that's biblical stuff that we're talking about.
Well, I mean, who knows?
Okay.
He added that the second project is the New Delta west of Alexandria. I've been to Alexandria. I've been on the post there, Mubarak Military Barracks.
What were you doing there?
It's called an operation.
Was it like an R&R?
No, Bright Star.
Oh, you were working on something.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Bright Star is like all the international, different countries come together to practice like a mobilization, you know, to fight. So I went there in 2005.
I know we've had some interesting times where our relationship with Egypt has not been the best.
Yeah.
But lately though, I mean it's been good, right? They're good partners.
Yeah,
so as well as you can be over there.
The Muslim Brotherhood is a problem.
Yeah.
Al-Sisi, he went to.
Was that the Arab Spring they had over there? Whatever.
Yeah, the Arab Spring. Yeah, part of it. That was started, I think, in Tunisia or Morocco. So Al-Sisi went to one of our military schools for military training. He was a general before he became Pharaoh.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Alexandria to cultivate 2.2 million acres, depending on the surface water from the Rashid branch of the Nile River, and agricultural drainage water after being treated through the artificial river, which will transfer water from Al-Hammam plant, which is the largest treatment plant in the world and part of the groundwater. This is ninth wonder of the world, man.
So this area over there is relatively hot, right?
And deserty.
So they're going to have to compensate that with all this water, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
So
just keep the water flowing. It'll be green and lush again.
Yeah, but I mean, is it humid? Is it a humid area? Because it's, I mean, fairly close to the ocean, right? It's close to the.
Well, the more inland you get, no, it's not humid. But the closer to the coast you get, yeah, it is humid.
But they don't have mountains there like we have mountains, right? Where it separates the storms that come in off the ocean.
Time out.
Do they have mountains?
Mount Sinai, man. That's in the Egyptian desert.
Well, that's one mount. Is there mountains, like a mountain range, like we have mountain ranges? like the Cascades, the Sierra.
I don't know. If you guys know, let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, I really can't answer that right now.
Yeah. So, okay. Shiraki said, quote, the second channel extends about 170 kilometers from Hammam Station to transfer 7 million cubic meters per day with a total of about 2.5 billion cubic meters to the south of Dabaa to irrigate about 80,000 acres.
800,000.
Or excuse me, 800,000 acres, of which 22 kilometers are pipe with a length of 220 kilometers and a diameter of 3 meters. So 3 meters, that's about 9 feet, right?
Yeah.
Over 9 feet.
Yeah.
That's a big pipe.
Huge.
And 148 kilometers of open channel with 13 water pumping stations. So
huge.
That's a big canal.
Huge.
Big canal, yeah.
He pointed out that the cost of the new Delta project amounts to $5.25 billion, and it contributes to bridging the food gap in cooperation with other agricultural projects. It's probably going to help feed the region too. I mean, not just Egypt. It's a lot of farmland, man. It's big. Shiraki said that the biggest challenge now is to provide the necessary water, as the Nile may not bear pumping the required amount of water, given the fixed annual share is limited to 55.5 billion cubic meters, and the groundwater has high salinity. Well,
so they have,
salt plants
so they control their water like we do in dispersing it. So farmers don't have carte blanche. They can't just pull anything they want out of the ground. So
can't do nothing without the Pharaoh's say.
Huh. Okay. In order to maximize the benefit from the artificial river, quote, we must focus on growing crops that thrive in the Egyptian desert lands with a high return for internal use or for export to pay part of the project costs, he added. That's sound thinking.
Yeah. That's good thinking.
Yeah. And I mean, where else? They're not growing crops at least like this right now, right? So this is going to boost their economy.
Definitely.
You're going to have to build houses.
Yeah. Because industry,
yeah.
Workers.
The third channel within the Jannat Masr Egyptian Paradise project, which is 2 pipelines with a length of 12 kilometers to irrigate about 64,000 acres from the southern and western wastewater treatment plants in the 6th of October city.
That's chump change.
That's interesting.
64,000 acres. That's chump change.
So they're this is a water reclamation plant, and they're reusing it. Interesting. And the desalination of salty groundwater through 132 underground wells and 3 water pumping stations. So that's something that we haven't been real good about here. We could do that, right? We could build desalination plants
or catch basins to catch the runoff.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, California is terrible at that. It's terrible.
Well, you got to rebuild the aquifers, I guess, but letting it go into the ocean, no.
Yeah, it's that's just a bad deal. But I mean, majority of our state is, one side of it is all of it actually borders the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, we should be able to desalinate.
We should have a dozen desalination plants along, maybe not always operating, but at least in an emergency, so we don't have a drought. But they won't do that.
So you said 6th of October City.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, I guess they named the city 6th of October. And
did that? Of course, that was October. Is that October 7th?
The Israeli attack against the Israelis, October 7th. So
I wonder
what kind of.
Yeah, I wonder what the 6th of October city
has. I don't know. And does it mean anything?
Yeah, does it mean anything?
I don't know. So this is pretty cool.
Huge farming company.
Yeah.
Project. Sounds very complex. And a lot of water. Man.
9th wonder of the world, man.
So the Nile is a big river.
Oh, yeah. Is big or bigger than the Mississippi River.
And I mean, and that's it, right? I remember studying about the Nile and Egypt and stuff in school, but they don't have little tributaries of rivers, right? I mean, it's mainly the Nile. They may have a few.
Well, back up at the head, there's probably branches that, at the Blue Nile, there's probably branches that go into the main one that comes down, goes to the ocean.
Huh. Okay.
I remember seeing that, the little branches.
Now you're going to make me go home and break out my atlas.
There you go, man.
Find out what's going on.
Let us know. Hey, did you see any names? I didn't see any names yet for naming that planet.
No.
We need a name for the planet.
Well, you already did that. You kind of took it away from
Tyrion?
Tyrion, yeah. The dwarf planet.
The dwarf planet. Yeah.
Whatever the dwarf was.
Cold as ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to probably get in trouble with that one.
Probably.
Dwarfs.
All right. Thank you,
Those
folks.
people.
We'll catch you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.